So the book of Acts, good morning, is what I'm going to be covering. My name is Todd Wellman. I'm with the Las Vegas Chaplaincy. The book of Acts also could be called the Acts of the Apostles. So the general theme of the book of Acts is the Holy Spirit of God was given to us by helping to help us bear witness to Jesus in Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. In other words, to bear witness of Jesus locally, nationally, and globally. And you'll see a lot of that on church websites because the book of Acts is what? Is the establishment of the early church. And it's how to go about witnessing to people all around your church locally, to your nation, country in which you live in, and to all other parts of the world globally. So the context of the book of Acts narrates the events of the early church as written down by Luke, who was the companion of the Apostle Paul. Now, Luke was not one of the original disciples, either was Paul, but he was inspired by the Holy Spirit in which he received, and he was also the companion of the Apostle Paul. Now, Luke also wrote the book, or the Gospel, or has been accredited to writing the Gospel of Luke. And he's also known as the physician or doctor. So the timeline in which Luke writes about Acts can be shown as this. Jesus is raised from the dead in AD 31. Paul is converted on the road to Damascus, when he used to be Saul of Tarsus, and he persecuted the Christians and was killing Christians, anyone that he could get a hold of, until Jesus got a hold of him on the road to Damascus. That occurred in AD 33. Then in AD 44, James, the son of Zebediah, is martyred. Paul goes on his first missionary journey between AD 46 and AD 47. Then Jerusalem Council takes place in AD 49. And then Paul goes on his first missionary journey, and that was actually before the Jerusalem Council. The first missionary journey occurred somewhere between AD 46 and AD 47. Now Paul goes on his second missionary journey between AD 49 and AD 51. And then he goes on his third and final missionary journey between AD 52 and AD 57. The reason why it's no later than AD 57 is because Paul is arrested in Jerusalem in AD 57. Now both Peter and Paul are martyred in Rome somewhere between AD 64 and AD 67. And then, of course, Rome destroys the temple in Jerusalem in AD 70. That puts Luke writing the book of Acts somewhere between AD 60 and AD 80. Now, the outline of the book of Acts can be broken into 5 sections. Section 1 is the church that is in Jerusalem. Section 2 is the church in Judea and Samaria. Section 3 is Paul's mission to the Gentiles, which those are his missionary journeys, 3 of them. And then Paul in Jerusalem, and then Paul's journey to Rome. And that concludes the book of Acts.